Hello everyone, I'm Cool Guy, and today we're going to take a look at three old friends, Her Revenge, The Devil You Know, and Lord High Fixer. All three of these hand cannons are the same archetype, they have the same rate of fire and impact as the Fatebringer, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys out there, your eyes lit right up when you saw that they were coming to year 2, so we're going to dive deep into these, what to look for in them, and ways to utilize the rolls that were given to you. And now all three of them have the same rollable perks, so base stats, we're going to get into them, we're going to highlight the strengths of each one, and in patch 2.2.0, hand cannons have increased inventory, and they've adjusted the hand cannon ammo stats so the initial spawn and respawn are a little more consistent, and that makes it a little bit easier to run around in PvE. First up, we have Her Revenge. It can be obtained through the Challenge of Elders, and mine was the reward for the 30,000 score on the Sigil last week. Mine rolled with Danger Close, Braced Frame, and Reactive Reload. It has a starting magazine of 9, and it is the upgraded Year 2 version of Her Mercy. Primary and secondary stats were updated on this weapon from its Year 1. We get plus 2 more range, plus 7 stability, plus 3 reload, plus 9 aim assistance, and plus 14 equip speed. So it got some pretty substantial upgrades. Next up, we have The Devil You Know. Mine rolled with Hot Swap, Lightweight, Reactive Reload, and this is one of my all-time favorite hand cannons. It still has the same look and feel that we remember, so much so that the stats are unchanged from its Year 1. With the Crucible Quartermaster's Lord High Fixer, mine rolled with Last Resort, Reinforced Barrel, and Army of 1, and the only thing that has changed from its Year 1 version is that it got -2 into the range stat. When comparing the three off of their base stats, you can make some assumptions. Lord High Fixer has the best range at 35, The Devil You Know is the worst at 25, and Her Revenge lies right in the middle with 27. So with added range bonuses, the Lord High Fixer is going to experience the least damage drop-off when you add the biggest range enhancements to it. The Devil You Know has the best stability at 42, Lord High Fixer is the least at 36, and Her Revenge is in the middle at 39. The Devil You Know is the most stable and will be the most stable when you add the highest stability perks available. The reload speed is pretty low on all three of them, and your true reload speed is going to come from hand cannon reload gauntlets, perks such as Outlaw, and abilities like the Gunslinger's Chain of Woe. The Devil You Know has the highest aim assistance at 81, Lord High Fixer is the lowest at 65, and Her Revenge is in the middle at 75. So what does all this mean? So taking the strengths of the weapon, Lord High Fixer has the most possible range, the Devil You Know has the best possible stability, and Her Revenge kind of lies right there in the middle. In PvE, these weapons handle right as expected. They feel like home, and at their optimal range, they hit hard, and any added benefit of range or stability will help them perform better. Same goes for PvP, they just handle so well. They do 86 to the head, 57 to the body, resulting in a 3-shot kill, and low armor enemies will take 1 headshot and 2 body shots, equaling 200 damage at optimal range. Ultimately, it's about the perks. They can make or break a weapon, we all know this, and sometimes you get a great PvE roll, sometimes a great PvP roll. We're looking for that perfect roll that's good in all aspects of the game. So with the information that we went through on the base stats, if you get a Lord High Fixer with a range perk, you might want to maximize the strength of that weapon. Same goes for the Devil You Know as far as stability. But be mindful when you're messing with your range and stability, because range is a very important stat in this game, and these hand cannons do experience some pretty significant damage drop-off. And I know that sometimes you don't have a choice. You get Braced Frame, you get Rifled Barrel, you have to go with range or you have to go with stability, but just keep that in mind when you're messing with them. For the sights, we have True Sight, Sure Shot for aim assistance, Fast Draw and Steady Hand for recoil control, and Quick Draw for handling. Now the first perk node has a ton of good perks in it. Some of them need a little bit of help from other perks to make them better, and some just aren't as desirable. So there are 13 random rolls in the first node, so I'm going to pick my top 5, a middle tier, and again 3 that are just a little less desirable. So in no particular order for my top 5, I would put in Outlaw, Rangefinder, Triple Tap, Hot Swap, and Rescue Mag. Outlaw is a great perk because the hand cannon's reload speed aren't that fast. Rangefinder is always good for these hand cannons. Triple Tap can extend your magazine for more total damage per magazine. Hot Swap I put in there because it's just so good with sniper rifles. I main a sniper, this might be different for you. Underdog almost made it into this list, it's really good. And then we have Rescue Mag, and just don't underestimate this perk. I'm a believer in it, and these hand cannons hold 9-10 bullets, and it may be enough to kill a couple enemies, but sometimes there is someone chasing you, you don't have time to reload. So when this perk procs, it does exactly what it says, it rescues you. And maybe they're hurt a little bit, you don't have to reload, and you can finish them off. For the middle 5, we have Partial Refund, Underdog, Danger Close, Relentless Tracker, Spray and Play. And then the bottom 3, they're good perks, but they're so dependent on a situation, mostly trials and 3v3 game modes. Last Resort, Exhumed, and Surrounded. In the middle column at the top, they're all really solid. Extended Mag, Hand Loaded, Hammer Forged, Snapshot, and Lightweight. In the middle perks, I enjoy braced frame, small bore, reinforced barrel. Explosive rounds are okay, and I'm just really not a big fan of casket mag. It does have a place. It can be beneficial on certain type of gun builds, and we'll talk about that later on in role suggestions. For the bottom perk in the middle tier, I like injection mold, high caliber rounds, rifled barrel, and feather mag is situational. Again, it's situational on the gun build that you have. Faster reload, reduced magazine. It's good for like a luck in the chamber. And then we have oiled frame, faster reload, reduced range. Again, these hand cannons reloads, it's super slow, so reducing your range is just not a good choice for this perk tree. And again, your true reload speed comes from hand cannon reload gauntlets, perks like Outlaw, and abilities from your subclasses. The last perk set has some really good ones, and a little quick spoiler alert, Firefly doesn't appear to be rollable on these hand cannons. Now, all these perks are viable in some way, and the only one that really isn't, it's kind of is Icarus. Again, you just have to actively use Icarus for it to seem kind of beneficial for you. We have Mulligan, Life Support, Third Eye, Grenadier, Reactive Reload, Icarus, Army of One, Hidden Hand, Grenadier again, and then Luck in the Chamber. So when you get your weapon, when you get your hand cannon, the most important thing that you can do is make it perform to its absolute highest potential, so whatever role it might be. And a perfect role for one player is going to be different from another. So when those perks pop up, you're going to see one and think, almost. I almost had it. If it just wasn't for that one perk, it would be amazing. So let's take my Her Revenge as an example. It's got Danger Close, Brace Frame, Reactive Reload. I saw Danger Close and thought, man, if only it had Outlaw, but Danger Close gives you increased reload and handling when 2 or more enemies are in close proximity. So with this role, Reactive Reload, it also happens to be my most favorite perk in the game, and it's also the highlight of this weapon role. You get a 33% damage increase for 3 seconds after a kill, and the main objective for this perk is to get a quick reload. I main a Gunslinger and always have, so I stack Hand Cannon Reload Gauntlets, Chain of Woe, Gunslinger's Trance. My Iron Banner boots have Second Wind, so that increases handling and reload speed off my spawn and revive for 15 seconds. And on top of that, in heated gunfights, Danger Close will proc when 2 or more enemies are in close proximity, giving me faster reloads. You can make do with what you have and make it a weapon to be respected, and the same thing goes for my Devil You Know. I got my reactive reload, but I got hot swap in that first node, but that's great. It works well with my Gunslinger. It's set up the same exact way, but with this one, follow-up body shots with the sniper are a little bit easier to clean up. My Lord High Fixer, it is fitted for range, and it's kind of a bum deal that I got last resort. I did get Reinforced Barrel though for its range, and Army of One is a decent perk. And I see some players get a perk like Grenadier or Army of One and immediately get heartbroken. I mean, they're good perks, but not really what they wanted. But remember, every role has a strength, and sometimes the gun is fitted for a certain class. I'm not sure if you guys have played with the Voidwalker lately, but the Voidwalker is back, man. It's really good. Increased Siphon abilities, Energy Drain, Hunger, Embrace the Void. So adding a weapon with Grenadier or Army of One, it's pretty much ideal. So which one is the best? And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I tested, I ran through the stats, I played with them, and it's really hard to point out a clear-cut winner between the three. We outlined some of the strengths of the weapons, and it is dependent on that. What is important to you? So I came to the conclusion that these 3 hand cannons, they're kind of like our factions, right? Some are Dead Orbit for life, others with New Monarchy, and others with the Future War Cult. And I can see the same thing happening with these. Somebody's going to say the Devil You Know is the best one, others going to say no, it's Lord High Fixer. And the bottom line, they all handle fantastic and they're worthy of your time. And maybe you want a hand cannon with a little more range. Maybe you want one with more stability or aim assistance, or maybe you want one right in the middle. So, and also don't sleep on Her Revenge, it's really good. Here are some perk combinations that you might want to look out for, and again, these are subjective. What I might think is good might not be for you. But with these type of hand cannons, you can make some really powerful weapons. First, we're going to match up those 5 perks that we went through in that first tier, and then a couple of secondary perks to add on to them. In the middle tree, we're mostly going for stability or range with a couple exceptions. First, we have Outlaw, and it can be paired with anything really, it's just a solid perk, but I look for reactive reload with it, life support, or hidden hand. Life support has a chance to regenerate your health on a kill if you're critically wounded, and imagine that you're low on health, you land that final headshot in the battle, you reload fairly quickly because of Outlaw, and by the time you're done reloading, your health is back all the way up and you're ready for the next gunfight. Hidden Hand is also good for hitting those shots to get Outlaw procced. Rangefinder, it can be paired with anything, but hopefully you get a perk like Hidden Hand to help acquire your target at range. Or maybe something like Luck in the Chamber, and at range you might land that lucky shot and offset some of that damage drop-off. Triple tap, we want longevity and total damage out of our magazine, so in the middle tier, this might be one of those times where you go with Casket Mag, or definitely Extended Mag. Hopefully you can pair it with a perk like Mulligan, and I know it's kind of weird, but you can miss, and that'll proc, and you can keep your magazine going. So that's what we want, or maybe Luck in the Chamber or Hidden Hand. Hot Swap, It's really good for cleanup kills after using your special weapon. Like I said, it pairs really nicely with snipers, so you might want to get hidden hand with it, or even a perk like Grenadier or Army of One. And at last, we have Rescue Mag, chance to refill this weapon's magazine when critically wounded. So it pairs nicely with a lot of perks. Life support, hidden hand, luck in the chamber might be what you want to go for. So if you get Rescue Mag, give it a try, and especially on these hand cannons where the reload is kind of inherently low. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope you got something insightful from this video, and I hope that you can get your hands on one of these weapons ASAP. Subscribe to Planet Destiny if you haven't already, and I also have my own personal channel if you want to come check it out. Good luck on your rolls, and until the next one, I am Cool Guy.